What's up, y'all? We're back to toast with an artist who creates without bounds, bLAck. Over the summer, he dropped his latest album, cryptically entitled The Last Dance. Join us as we talk over drinks and go back and forth, in more ways than one. I'm Brad Wete, and this is Through It. How you been?
Not too bad. Just came from the south.
It's good to have you out, man. Thanks for joining.
Absolutely, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for having me.
I'm a newish fan, and the fun part for me is kind of like following your journey. I think that, you know, if you're a new person to you, I think one of the things that you learn initially is that you've always been like the same artist, so to speak. It's not that from Mango, your first EP, or first album, right? It's not like any like monumental shifts from tone or anything like that. You've always been like a genreless artist.
Yeah.
And if anything, it's just been improvement. Like, it just sounds like you've gotten better and better.
Yeah.
You know, so for me, I guess the first thing I wanted to ask is like, what gave you the confidence, or where'd you get the confidence from to be someone who is comfortable being all the things you wanted to be versus being strictly an R&B artist and being pigeonholed in that way or anything like that?
I'll say early influences. So it's like with my parents being like very eclectic music listeners, like they had me listening to everything from reggae to country, lots of gospel music. Like, so it's like having parents that were like into so many different types of music, it made me get into different types of music. So once I got to the place of like doing my own creating, I've always just been like think outside the box type of person. Like I just feel like I just see the world differently than everyone else. It's like, like that just spills out into the music, and like the music is really just a reflection of how I see the world of music. I keep it within the same framework, and that's kind of what keeps it from like deviating from what people know and love. The idea is just to get better at what I do, because it's like I'm not like, I didn't go to like Berklee College of Music, or I wasn't like because I have friends who are like
prodigies,
like
and
child prodigies, and they can play like 1,000 instruments, and it's like, whereas it's like I just picked up on a lot of things. Like I played trumpet growing up, but like outside of that, I never really had like hardcore traditional music trainings.
I was about to say though, but don't front on yourself, because I know that like you were in high school band and you taught yourself how to play these instruments, right? That's prodigy type, you know what I'm saying? like let's not, you want me to be humble, but you really been doing it in that way. And one thing that I learned about you that I thought was really interesting, by the way, cheers, man. Like, cheers. We already gave you props, but let's not leave these drinks be lonely. You, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, you kind of made the decision mentally to be a musician as a goal when you were 13 years old, and I said you had, like many of us, right? You had hoop dreams. Maybe you wanted to do some skating as well. But the wild thing for me is, and I don't know if you ever sat with this thought, like to go from having a 1 in a million dream, like being a professional basketball player, to being like, all right, you know, my plan B is fitting to be, I'm gonna be a full-time musician. It's a wild ass, like, but most people are like, I'm gonna do accounting. I'm gonna dig into these numbers. And you're like, no, I'm gonna perform in front of hundreds, thousands more. You know, so why did you think that was possible?
Honestly, well, because my original plan B was to be a super producer. So like being an artist is still like, I'm still like grappling with that idea, because it's like I've always, like, I was a shy kid, so it's like I was never really extroverted until like I was like an adult. Like that's when I became like super extroverted. But like I feel like all my plan A through D was all insane, one of a million kind of thing. So it's like one of these has to work. At worst, I wrap it up and take a shot at law school.
Oh, like, word. Okay, well, yeah. Yo.
What up?
What's good, my boy?
What's good, man?
Got me out here in the heat for this tennis action, man. I guess first thing that I need to know is, where the love of the game come from?
Love of the game, I feel like I'm naturally competitive. I feel like if I didn't do music, I would have played sports. I just spent more time on music than sports. Yeah, because it's kind of like chess in a way. Like, because it's a very one-on-one sport. So it's like everything is dependent on your own physical capabilities, but also your ability to use geometry to your best advantage.
Yep.
So like that's why it's very like cerebral, and that's kind of why I like tennis too.
Hey guys, what's up? Hi Brad, good to see you.
How you doing?
Thanks for coming, Malik, Liz, nice to meet you. All right, are you guys ready to play?
You know, I'm a rookie here. I appreciate you coming out to show me the ropes. I'm gonna be
First time.
as humble as I can be.
Usually, like when I start with beginners, I'll do like some fundamental like ground stroke things. Of course, forehand is usually the first thing people want to learn, which means like you're gonna start here, and we're gonna do like short court stuff that's a lot easier to hit, and learning topspin. That's what we're gonna do, and then serves, and we'll finish with some serves and maybe some point and play. So you can really
gauge where I'm at, 0 to
see,
what?
yeah,
We'll find out
who's like
together.
the better player, maybe. I don't know. At the end of this lesson, you might gain some skill suddenly, you know?
We all hope.
We all hope.
We all hope. So who was like supporting, like, were you a kid that always like kept the dreams and goals to himself, or were you telling your parents? I know if not both, one of your parents is a musician as well. Yeah. Were you sharing these dreams and you're like, oh, this is what I'm gonna do, this is the mission, or were you kind of like, I'm just gonna keep this low? And
no, I've always, like, I feel like everybody, I'm not good at like hiding what I'm working on. I'm not one of those people, like, and also I'm like, I'm the kind of kid who would like fight for whatever it is I believe in. Like whatever I wanted to be, I was gonna fight to the end for it. It didn't matter who saw things differently. It was like, this is what I want to do and no one's gonna stop me. So it's like I just had that attitude since 13. So it's like everybody had to kind of get with it or not,
or get lost.
Yeah, pretty much. Even down to like even family, like, because my parents are like, they've always kind of just let me be me for the most part. So it's like I never really had to worry about their support. But it's like, you know, like older, like my grandparents and stuff, they're like, you're doing music? Like, you need to go to college.
Exactly.
And I'm like, I hate school. I'm not going to college. Like, so, you know.
Again, doing my research, I was just like digging deep. And I saw a Reddit, I said AMA, Ask Me Anything. And one of the people asked you a question to the effect of like, what's your advice for people interested in joining and entering the music industry? And your response was, know your why. Like, why are you making this music? Because like this industry can swallow you up real fast, real quick if you don't know exactly what you're doing and your why. So I guess to flip it a little bit, what's your reason and why do you make music?
The name Black Party, it kind of is a celebration of Black American contributions to music and the bridges that Black American music has kind of created. So I feel like my why is like, I just like the idea of like making music that brings people together, honestly. Like,
have there been moments where you have felt like tested, you know, like this thing could, like this beast, the machine of the music business industry could get the best of me?
Because I think outside of the box, I don't follow the rules. Like, I'm one of those type of people that I'll learn the rules to find the loopholes. That's just how my brain operates. So it's like, in industries at large kind of prioritize like group think mentality or like tradition and like all these other things. Like those things don't mean anything to me outside of like, I have reverence for it because other people believe in it, but like as far as like tradition, that doesn't help us. Like it helps us to an extent depending on what it is, but most of the time it's like we're kind of on earth to innovate, change, and like decide the state of the future essentially. So it's like, it's the same thing. How do
you stay solid in that mindset? Because you have all teams and managers and all these people who are hired and in position to help you, but sometimes the route is different than you want to take.
I just feel like it's two things. You just have to be confident in what you believe in, and also I'm a scientist at heart, so it's like with everything just goes through the scientific method. I test things out. If you say this is how we should do things, and I think otherwise, I'll be like, okay, let's try it your way and let's see how it works. If it works your way, I'll go your way. I'm not stubborn. Okay. I'm not stubborn to that effect. But if we do it your way and it fails, now we got to do it my way.
It's up for me.
So it's like that's how I pretty much have been able to kind of stay solid in all of this. Just like kind of being hyper focused on is like, what is the plan and what's the strategy? So everything falls within that strategy. If it falls outside of that strategy, then it's a no-go. But like if you just stay the course of like what what you're trying to do, because that's the thing, is like everything feels like trying to hit the lottery in the industry.
100%.
Like even the way everything operates, it's like everybody's trying to catch a hit. Like catching a hit is like getting the golden ticket in Willy Wonka. Like so it's like, but that's like a detrimental like way of existence for most artists, because it's like most artists
home runs only.
Yeah, it's like most artists they're not the Ohtani of music. Like they're like they make their music for their niche audience, and like I feel like music has become so like everyone needs to be a superstar, and it's like that's not how music has ever been. And that's not how it should be, because it's like there's 8 billion people on Earth. 8 billion people can't just be tuned into the same 10 people. That's boring. Like.
So again, I keep on, because everything that you're saying is so solid. And maybe this is like with the wisdom of, you know, being in the game for as long as you've been in it. But like, when did you make that transition? Because nobody is patient, especially when they're starting. Like, you want to come out and you do want to not only home run, grand slam it. And you want to, that first mixtape, that first single you put out is like, I hope this shit goes way, way, way past anybody's expectations. But like, when do you think you got to the space of like, I'm here to create and be honest and give it and let the chips fall where they may?
I don't know. I just literally just had this like, I don't know, it's like an internal belief like nothing could stop me. And I've just had like complete tunnel vision since I was 13. I even feel like even like most of my teen years were spent like making music, like trying to like make things happen. I come from a small city, Little Rock, Arkansas, where it's like we have musical legends that come from there, but like the majority of the country doesn't even know we exist. Like they know nothing about us. Like we created rock and roll. Like everybody loves rock and roll, but they don't know where it comes from. But a lady named Sister Rosetta Tharpe, Black woman, came out of Arkansas, invented rock and roll. And then you have other people like Johnny Cash from Arkansas, Evanescence. So it's like we have certain people from that world, but it's like there's no infrastructure. And it's like being in the South, you're looking at Atlanta, you're looking at Memphis, you're looking at Dallas and Houston and all these other cities like New Orleans, and like all these heavy music cities, and they're like making things happen, and they have major superstars, but it's like we're smack dab in the middle of all of them, and it's like, where's our chance? You know?
I feel like the biggest music moment in pop culture from Arkansas is like Bill Clinton and sunglasses and a saxophone,
with the saxophone,
or something like something random like that. And to your point, there's so many people who
that's
come
more
from there.
people, more so what people kind of associate Arkansas with. Like it has an extremely diverse music scene, and like everything from like hardcore bands to like country singers to gospel singers. Like we have such an array of, but there's not like an infrastructure, so a lot of it involves having to leave home and go get the resources.
So this is called semi-western. This is the forehand grip. You're gonna go like this with an L, and the webbing of your forearm. And the reason why we do that is because the strings will be somewhat closed, and that's how you get a lot of topspin and power. So here to here. You got it, Malik? You feel good?
I think so.
Let me see. And so when you hold it out in front of you, do you see my strings are kind of somewhat closed? So we're gonna both start here, sideways. Sideways, 1, 2, 3, 4. Swing all the way over your shoulder. Ready?
Am I trying to get it up or just
scooping?
All right. Talk to me like a second grader. So like scooping like ice cream.
Ice cream, no, that is the most common like coaching. Yeah.
Okay.
So you scoop it like an ice cream, like you're like scooping something up. Yeah.
All right.
Just think low to high, and then scoop the ice cream. So hug the tree. Yeah. Ready? Nice. Yeah. Good. And try to stay sideways for the full swing. Yeah. You too. Finish. You're getting ready, you're here.
Okay.
And then you catch it again.
Great.
Because you could, at any moment, need to switch to backhand. That's why we do it.
Okay.
2 hands.
I want to get to a place where I'm acceptable at something, and then we move on. So you work at your pace, but I got goals.
Wait, there's another grip.
There you go.
Do this with explosive. You got it. Just let your arm go.
Okay.
Like a launch off.
Alright. Here. Okay.
Alright.
And then have that. Good. Yeah, there you go. Hug the tree. Turn. Good, yeah. Ready? Here we go, Brad. Super still.
Okay.
Low key, going from basketball to tennis was perfect.
Oh, word?
Because like in basketball, they have you doing suicides, all practice.
He was just
that
saying.
works perfectly in
he
tennis.
was like, just imagine yourself making all those footsteps before you're making a jump shot. He's like, no, you don't. You just plant.
I mean, it requires more of your arm strength in this sport, but like just being fast and having that like being quick on your feet, like.
When I get it, I'm gonna get it. You know, it's cool. You're kind of getting to the root of your stage name, bLAck pARty. Before the LA is stylized in caps for Los Angeles. The AR in pARty is Arkansas, and I mean, obviously, like, you know, talking about journeys and stuff like that. Obviously, to get from, you know, being a kid and having aspirations of music stardom and whatever that would become, I would assume, and I guess this is part of the question, that you got to a point where you were like, if I'm gonna do this thing, I gotta leave. So could you like take me back to those months leading up to kind of like making that realization, like home is home and you love it, but also, dang, I think I gotta bounce in order to make this thing work. What was that like?
I think it was like around 2013, 2014. So like, so I was working with an artist named Carrie Foe.
Yeah.
And at the time, she ended up moving to Atlanta. So I had no plans on moving to Atlanta. I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna pass on that one. But I realized it was necessary for her to go to Atlanta because it's like, if you want to kind of take this further, you need to be somewhere where you can be around more resources and like network and be in a place where you can network and meet the right people. So like just being around other people that were kind of moving to other places, that kind of put me in the framework of being like, all right, where do I want to go? I want to say around 2014 is when I connected with my mentor, Fam.
Okay.
Who's Gambino's right-hand man. Oh. And we literally met through Twitter, and like ever since then it was like, all right, y'all doing cool stuff in California, like I want to go out in California and do cool stuff. And like, because I feel like as a musician you have to pick a city.
Yes.
Like you have to pick the major city that fits your world. So it's like for me, I was like, which city would allow me to be me and has like maybe a backup plan, like an extra couch to stay on if things don't go as planned, like, because I'm hyper confident, but like reality could set in at any point for anybody. So it's like, if things go wrong, which place has more couches I can sleep on? And California was that.
And building that do you remember how that social media Twitter connection formed?
Literally,
was it like you seen people like you like them and you just like try to hit
cool, because I feel like Twitter was a lot more funner back in the day, and everybody was a little more like open to communicate with just like people from different, like people were actually social. I think he had found a record I had produced called No Small Talk.
Okay.
And he was like, yo, this record is kind of crazy. So he had DM'd me, and then we just kind of sparked up a kind of a relationship from then, because he was like, we're working on a mixtape right now. Like, let me know if you got any more production. So I sent him like 20 or 30 beats, like immediately. Like, emptied the clip, and it was like beats from all different directions. Like, I'm like, I don't know what you guys are looking for, but I'm just sending you everything. So like, he just admired that, and we just built a relationship from then. And then later he was like, I can't make no promises, but Donald may jump on this and remix it. So like, I tried to like coordinate everything. I'm like, I gave Carrie the heads up, and it ended up working out. He jumped on it. I had DJ Drama screaming on over my beat. That was like a defining moment at 21, 22.
Yeah. I think you hit on a point, which is like super key, especially when you're in a new area or about to move to a new area, which is kind of like finding your people, finding your tribe. Yeah. So when you eventually move out here, those early days of being in Los Angeles, how was it? How fortunate and how was that like for you to kind of meet your people and the people that eventually like you would connect with and continue to build with in fam, Donald, royalty eventually. And
I don't know whether to give it to fate or just luck, cause like it could be either or, honestly. Like, yeah, it's just honestly just been cool to just end up around people that kind of are low-key the perfect mentors. Like just having like, cause even fam, people accuse us of being like siblings or something, cause we kind of look alike. Like having somebody like Donald as like low-key like a living example of how things go or should go rather, was interesting, because it's like I ended up around them around the time that you're like in college age, so it's like, yeah, it's like watching the future almost, with especially like with Donald's, because it's like I kind of got to see like one of the most insane work ethics of all time. It's like if you were like a hooper, like I even think like a hooper like on the Lakers when Kobe was there, and it's like Kobe wasn't with no games. Like he was playing at the highest level. He's practicing at the highest level you can do in basketball. So it's like, being under Kobe as a youngin coming into the team, like as a rookie, you gotta watch that. And if you're smart, you're gonna watch that and follow suit. So it's like having somebody like that was kind of crazy, because it's like I literally watched this man do a writer's camp from 8 a.m. to like 4 or 5 p.m. working on a TV show, clock out of that, probably eat some food for a second, clock into the studio from 5 to midnight and work on an album, and then clock out and do the same thing all over again. So it's like, and then that's not including acting, like actual acting or commercials or any of the other 1,000 jobs he has. So it's like seeing somebody properly manage their time like that was like a game changer, because it allowed me to see like you can make your dreams possible, but it's gonna take hard work on your part, and it's gonna take good time management, honestly.
100%. I interviewed him right after he put out his camp mixtape, and the interesting thing about talking to him is like he was definitely like literally and figuratively like in motion. Like he was talking to me from a tour bus on his way to New York where he was going to perform, and I'm talking to him, and it's at that point the criticism with him is like, is he black enough? Is he down enough? And I'm having a conversation with him, and he's telling me like, I'm not J. Cole, I'm not Drake, I'm gonna figure this shit out. People fuck with me. When I go to the shows, I see, at that point it wasn't thousands, it was hundreds of people in the venue, and they're all singing my songs or rapping with me or whatever. He just had like a crystal clear idea of not only who he is right now, but who he's gonna be. So I imagine for you, like you're saying, it's really cool to kind of see someone who's like laser locked in.
Yeah, because it's like being back home, it's like my attitude, I feel like an alien, because it's like, I'm like, nah, we're gonna make it out of this city, and everybody's like, yeah, man, he believes we're gonna make it out of here.
Get a load of this guy.
Yeah, get a load of this guy. He thinks we can go to the moon.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, to see somebody with that same attitude actually like have everything to show for it, especially like the run after that whole era of like him like working on the show, working on the album. Both the show and the album did fucking numbers. Like it went stupid. Like Atlanta, amazing show. People loved it. Awaken My Love was one of his most successful albums. So it's like that in itself showed me like, yeah, you can weather. And I remember the blog days of motherfuckers being like, I don't know about this Donald guy. He's no Drake. You know what I'm saying? So it's like to see him finally be able to prove to the world, like, yes, look, all these ideas I've been having in my head, I made them come true. So it's like, that allowed me to like, that was like confirmation for me, where it was like, all right, look, this is proof of concept right here.
100%.
Like, I literally just watched a man make his dreams come true. So it's like, yeah, that just kept me.
There's you remember, I mean, it still exists, Slam magazine? Yeah. So Michael Jordan, his last All-Star game, he's on the fast break. The whole gym is excited. Air Jordan's opportunity to really get lifted. He gets into the position and he misses the dunk. And then like it's magazine, it's print, so like 2 months later, it comes out in the magazine and it's a full page. They used to have like the fold out posters that you could put on your wall. So I open it up and I'm like, oh shit, this is fly. And then I think back, he missed that dunk. But it was still, so when I'm thinking about the pictures for this, I'm like, they're gonna see me doing this, and it's gonna look great. But when they see the footage, he missed the dunk.
Can you tell us how it's going right now, how you're feeling? After a couple minutes of lessons?
I feel pretty humbled. I'm learning a lot. Practice is necessary, repetition is everything, encouragement is needed. But I am appreciative and thankful for Coach Liz and all her tutelage, and apologizing for every time after she laughs. And you're on a couple tracks on Awaken.
Yeah, so I helped produce on a few records and like background vocals and stuff like that.
So you're doing that, and like you said, you're seeing the recipe right there, and also cooking up your own projects. And I think not too long after that, then your first album comes out, Mango.
Yeah.
Not too far after that. One of the things that I learned about you, and I think you're quoted as saying something to the effect of, Mango as an idea, as a title, kind of symbolized and represented like a level of like optimism that you had about what was to come and what your life would be. So I guess looking back, because I want to say it's 9 years old, almost 10 years old. Thinking back to that time, the excitement that you had, the optimism, what has come true? What has it been like? Did it feel like a lot of the things have been realized since you dropped that with that team, with those ideas? Looking back, how do you feel about it?
I feel good about it. I feel mostly good about it because the people love it. It's the cult classic that's kind of kept me alive as an artist and as a creative. And like, I look back on at that time with fond memories because it's a time when I had the luxury of youth. Because originally I was rapping. Like I was doing more rap than singing. Actually, meeting Fam and Donald is what made me pursue more of singing because they were, because like I had like a mixtape 2014 and a majority of it was rap, but some of it was singing. I like produced the whole thing, and like so it was just like me just trying a bunch of different ideas. And the record where I was singing got the most like love, I suppose. So like I remember I went to Atlanta and for Outkast show. So it was like it was Childish Gambino, Kid Cudi, and Outkast.
That like reunion run.
Yeah, they had a reunion tour. So like I remember I had ran into Donald at the show, and he was like, "Yo, I didn't know you could sing." And I was like, "Who told him I could sing?" Like, so I was just like, he was like, "Yo, it was cool." So like I was just like, "Damn!" Like people were like, and then so like more people kept making it a thing. So I was like, I guess I gotta do this singing
universe
thing.
Is telling you, like, maybe you should.
Start
singing,
it
dog.
Just kept coming. So like I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna try the singing thing a little more. So like I like to look at things like a void. Like I feel like in order to fulfill your purpose in any scenario or just in life in general, like you have to figure out what's missing. Cause like I think oversaturation is overwhelming for anybody. Like too much of anything is just not good for anyone. So it's like to find true purpose, I feel like you have to find the void. That's like the hidden equation in order to figure out your place in the world. So it's like
scientist for real over here.
Yeah.
Keep
So
going. Keep going.
So it's like I look at it like, all right, so how do I fit in the grand landscape of singers? So it's like being black prevents me from truly being seen as a pop star, even if I'm making pop records. That automatically puts me in the R&B category, even though my music isn't traditionally R&B in that sense. Like melodically and like vocally, sometimes it really dives into, because like I grew up on 90s R&B, so like at the heart of it, like a lot of those elements are gonna, regardless of what genre I do.
Your default settings are R&B,
Yeah, whatever genre I do, it could be rock and roll, country. I'm 100%. Still gonna bring gospel and R&B elements into it, because that's just my bread and butter of what I grew up on. So like I looked at it like this, like I looked at the current scape of R&B. So like being in R&B, I'm like, all right, so like what's hot right now? And this is 2014, so like I want to say the biggest song of R&B at the time was Chris Brown, These Hoes Ain't Loyal. And I was like, yeah, I'm not making music like that.
Okay.
I can't even dance like Chris Brown. So anything in Chris Brown territory is just like out of my wheelhouse. Like, so it's like, well, if this is like kind of where R&B is kind of at, and like, you know, you have like the Trey Songz, and they had like their like his kind of music. At that time, it was like I was listening like Conan Moccasin and Mac DeMarco and like Dev Hynes, Blood Orange, like Solange. Like that's the I was like super hipstered out, heavy on Tumblr. So it was like that was the type of stuff I was into. So like that kind of influenced my decision to like bring those elements. Cause also like, cause rap and indie rock were kind of like meshing together because rap was sampling a lot of indie rock, whereas R&B and indie rock didn't necessarily mesh, with an exception of Frank and Miguel.
Yeah, cats were like rapping over like dirty projectors and stuff like that.
So it's like Frank and Miguel were doing that, and it was and The Weeknd, Frank, Miguel, and The Weeknd. They were the only R&B artists that were like mixing indie records and bringing them into R&B. But by 2014, 2015, it's like they're successful.
They're gone. They're
out of here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they can make anything. They can beatbox on the album and it's gonna sell records. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, for me, it was like making records that felt as cool as that. Yeah. But kind of like shape the next world for that the next generation that would come after me in the same way that the Franks, all of them did. So it's like I kind of like focused on kind of like bringing that like sludgy, soulful like trip, and also like I was young and I was like really into like just the rock star like counterculture lifestyle, where it's just like getting high every day. Just also moving to LA, falling to like the weed, the sunshine, the beach. So it's
Circle
like
is popping, royalty is popping.
Yeah. So it's just being young and being around like cool stuff, but like just kind of like playing the back and just kind of like seeing everything. It's just like, all right, I want to make stuff that feels cool and just like kind of like a bit softer on the R&B side, because it's like I also realize I'm like, all right, musically, like if the peak of R&B right now is These Hoes Ain't Loyal, it's like what kind of music is my little sister gonna listen to when she's old enough to like? I love my little sister. We're like 12 years apart. She's like, she feels like my daughter, like because of our age gap. Consciously making records that, and my mom's definitely not listening to these records. Like she's like, hey, cut this off, turn the station, turn something else on. So like making music that like the women in my life could like appreciate and love, like. And would feel special to them, but still kind of in that R&B world, and then somehow like bringing my like psychedelic elements into it, because like I love the 70s, I love that kind of era of music, so like bringing those elements and like just experimenting and trying different things and like pretty much learning as I go, because I'm like in the midst of working on my own project. I was working on with Donald and them and like learning from them, and then working on I executive produced Carrie Fo's debut album, so it's like I was kind of like in between all these projects, and like working as a producer allowed me to like approach my own stuff in a different way. So like, yeah, like honestly, literally, I just followed the void and was like, what's missing? And try to fill that void, and kind of continually trying to do that.
And you've been at it ever since.
Now let's do you guys rallying. So we've gotten to the point in the lesson where we're gonna put their knowledge and skills to the ultimate test in a showdown of 5 points total. Who's gonna win and come on top? Win by 2, by the way.
And what happens to the loser?
Loser has a choice. Either suicides or butts up. I'm hoping for butts up personally, but little do they know that I'm gonna be the one hitting the serve.
Get it in.
Ah.
I'm not laughing.
Ooh. All right.
This is getting serious.
Ah. Get in there. Ah. All right. Ah! Ah. Line.
That's fine. That's fine. Vamos. Ooh! Drop shot! Yeah.
All right.
3 love, as we say in tennis.
Ah! What is that? All right. Oh, no. You gonna receive? Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Did it, guys.
What do you have to say?
Man, shout out to the coaching, because I had a terrible backhand, and that helped me win a point just from our 5 minutes of college level tennis, you know.
Shout out to the coaching. And what's the coach's decision for this?
Malik, you get to choose. You get to choose between giving him suicides, where he has to run, or bust up.
Have mercy, please.
I'll let him decide his punishment.
What? You're so nice.
Just whatever you want.
He saves even the points.
There's one thing I'm good at, and it's running. I'll take a suicide. Getting into this album, The Last Dance, one of the things that I was checking for is just like, you know, sequencing, stories, and I can tell, number one, that you're someone who cares about like, okay, there's this track and this is how we're gonna pick it up from there. But going back to the beginning from a content perspective, I want to say at least the first 3-4 tracks are essentially you talking to a woman, and it's all about the approach, meeting her, and sparking the conversation, and letting us see where it goes from there. So I guess in the story arc, I'm learning a bit about you, or at least who the character of bLAck pARty is. The question is, Malik, are you someone who's always been confident around women? I know before you were saying that you were a shy guy, but on these tracks it sounds like you have no problem being like, what's good? Come on over. Let's rap.
Not yet. I wouldn't say always. I definitely was shy when I was like a teenager for sure. Like once I became an adult, that's when I feel like I gained more confidence, because it's just like, it's like you get managed, you get a mustache and everything changes, you know? I've always been charming, but I don't think I've always been extroverted. Once I became an adult, I got more comfortable being extroverted, and then I feel like that kind of reflects in the music too. Like if you listen to Mango, it sounds like I'm shy versus like The Last Dance, where it's like, Mango is like the start of a crush. Yeah. It feels like the start of a crush, and then like, Endless Summer moves into like, all right, now we're dating. Yeah. It's like a thing, and then it's like, Hummingbird is like, all right, now we've been dating for a while, now we have a kid. And then it's like, The Last Dance is like, now it's over. So it's like, that's kind of like been the progression of each project.
I think this just happens, I can only speak from my perspective, but when you're first starting out in the dating world, you're trying to do some like convincing. I'm the best for you. You know what I'm saying? This is all the things that happen when you're with me. And that's what Mango is like, hi, I'm over here. Yeah. And The Last Dance sounds like it's popping over here, and it'd be good for you if you were here. You know what I mean?
It would behest you.
Yeah, it would behest you. It's in your best interest to sit on, my left and my right. Yeah. So it's really cool to kind of hear that confidence grow. It's funny, in my notes, I think I wrote something to the effect of, how some projects come with warnings of like, don't try this at home. Yeah. And from a production standpoint, there's some, we already talked about you being like genreless and connecting the dots, but the way you connect the dots, I can't imagine, like, you could really fuck that up. It sounds like soca over here, it sounds like Cuban music over here, it sounds like Latin overall, it sounds like hip hop, it sounds like R&B. Yeah. I guess the easy question is like, how do you do it? Yeah. But that's too broad. My thing is, when you're creating these songs, I would assume that you're not thinking, I'm about to do this and I'm about to do that. Yeah. But do you find that it's easier to kind of link everything together than it was for you when you were making Mango or as a new artist?
Yes, based on my perspective. So like I feel like with every project I've made, like the project is kind of determined by life before it. Like before Mango, it was just like I was kind of a producer. I had just moved to LA. Like I'm like kind of getting my bearings and like adjusting to existence in LA and like learning how to be a producer, learning how to be an artist, learning how to be a songwriter, transitioning, because I come from a sample-based background, like Kanye's, the Dillas, the Alchemists, the Mad Libs, the Pete Rocks, those are my heroes. Like, because like me starting out, music was me sampling and like creating new ideas from samples. Whereas with Mango, it's like, all right, I don't have the budget to pay for none of these samples. So it's like, now we have to like really learn how to make our own things that sound like samples or feel as special as samples. So like a lot of it is like kind of trial and error in that instance, because sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Whereas by the time we get to The Last Dance, it's like I was DJing on the road, doing arenas, like, and having to entertain people in different countries or different cities, and like seeing like, essentially what we did was we had like the pep rally before like college games, and everybody's like in the parking lot, and like barbecue and all that stuff. We kind of brought that vibe to the Gambino, the last Gambino tour. During that experience, I learned, I kind of got to experience music in a different way. Because when you're a DJ, like it's one thing to be a DJ in a club, but to be a DJ and having to DJ for a different type of crowd each night, and a crowd that doesn't really care. They're not necessarily here for you at all. This is just like another thing. It's like if I can win them over, they'll stick around and hang out. But like it allowed me to see what records work and what records were moving people, and kind of, I forgot, I went to one of my friends' events. One of my friends was DJing, so he had played my record, and I just remember he played the record and like it didn't move anybody in the building. I was just like, I was like, I need more dance records, because I'm like, I need to make records where it's like, if you hear it, it forces you, like you're compulsed to do something, like you're compulsed into action. So like that just kind of, I guess in a blow to the ego, it forced me to look at music differently, and it forced me to look at my own catalog differently. And I'm like, I looked at my catalog, I'm like, yeah, most of my music is very slow. And like, I remember I was on the RCA, and I had a meeting with the heads of the label, and I remember Peter Edge, he was like, what did he say? He was like, I don't mean to offend you. He was like, your music previously has been very niche and like very like, he was like, I feel like your music moving forward in a way should be able to expand into like a more mainstream audience. So like I've always kept that in my head. So like with The Last Dance, I'm like, all right, how can I make music that like really reaches the mainstream? And it's like dance music. Like that music that makes people dance is gonna win people immediately. So it's just like bringing all the other elements of my music, but like speeding it up pretty much. And that's like the idea of The Last Dance. So it's like, you're still getting the same elements and the same things you love and know from me, but it's just at a faster tempo.
Yeah.
Oh, where am I at? Here? This is good?
Yeah, and you're sideways face the net.
Yep.
Ready, go. Nice, touch the line. Nice. Oh, easy, I think you're right. I think you're right. 45 seconds, that's what you have. Second one. Here we go. We're at 25 seconds.
I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get this.
Left. 30 seconds. Nice.
Oh, you got it. Wow.
It's fun.
That's pretty good. I honestly. Malik, do you want to do it? One, go. He's got the 180.
Oh, this feels good.
Doesn't it feel good?
Yeah. Get that full.
Go, 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 go. Faster, faster. Gotta catch up. Go, 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 go. You got 10 seconds to beat him. Ready? 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. By 2 seconds.
Go. Really hauling ass. Okay, coach. You're at 21. Woo! You got it. Woo!
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
30, 31, 32.
Your composure was so much better than mine.
What are some of the tracks on the album that kind of are like emblematic of that shift that you made, that you're like, okay, we need a bit of harder pace, a faster pace? What are?
I feel like Can't Feel My Face is
Yeah.
a big one, because it's like going back to the idea of framework, where it's like it's kind of based on Black American music. So it's like the further into history, because I used to have a chart that takes you from like the 1800s with like gospel music to like all the way to the current present time with like rap and R&B, alternative R&B.
It's like the on paper version of that the scene in Sinners.
Yeah.
It's like,
it's like literally, it's like everything's mapped out. So it's like, so like if you were to look at the map, it's like, all right, what grounds haven't we covered yet? So it's like, and in context of like, we have to go upbeat now. So it's like, what ground haven't we covered now that we have to go upbeat? And it's like, all right, all the dance music that kind of fits the diaspora, and that includes all the way up to Detroit and Chicago with electronic music. So that's where Can't Feel My Face comes in, because it's like, all right, because I see on Twitter all the time, people are like, y'all need to remember Detroit. Black people from Detroit invented EDM. Like, so it's like, that's kind of my homage to that, where it's like, because I was in Detroit. Have you heard the group High Tech? So like, and most of the cities I was going to, I would try to play music from that city. So like, I just remember being in Detroit and playing High Tech records, and like seeing like people being super hyped, like, oh shit, he played that. So it's just like, this is a part of this entire like legacy that I'm kind of building out, and like this like historical record, I like to call it, because I don't care about sticking to a genre. It allowed me to be able to bring other genres into R&B and like get away with it. So it's like having an electronic, like housey type record like Can't Feel My Face, or like going and doing like a record that's like Kumpa, Soca vibes with lights, like, and that was from being in Florida for the first time and being around those types of crowds, and like being around Haitians and seeing like, and like having that, like just being around different cultures. And like, I love that handshake of culture that I feel like used to happen more often back in the days. Like, I remember like watching interviews and like art. It was like I forgot which artist it was. It was a Brazilian artist talking about the impact that like how important it was that Brazil, like the relationship Brazil had with Jamaica and Jamaica and America, and like how they had like kind of like their own vibe, and then that connected to Africa, just based on that web, it just brings that whole, even down to like Mexico. So like all like, because you have Celia Cruz and all these other artists coming out that same era, and they're collaborating with each other. So it's just like, and they don't care about language barriers or cultural barriers. They're like, we love music. We're all in this. Like, we love what you're making over there. We love what you're making over there. Like, let's do this together. Like, and I feel like I want to bring back that energy in music. Like,
well, talking about bringing an energy and a mood. This isn't even like a question. I just want to tell you, Moonlight Into Lights is just a special like 6 minutes of just like, this shit is incredible.
Thank you.
So those are my favorite tracks. And then as a DJ, just sit with me for a second. Lights and hold on, let me make sure I have my notes right. Lights and Liberian Girl, Michael Jackson.
Okay.
Just does that work for you? Are you scratching into
Nah,
that? Does that make...
I could definitely. Stevie Wonder had a record, Nacoquela.
Yeah, I am singing.
I'm singing because I'm happy.
Yeah.
Like records like that, I always like draw from those records because I'm like, because what I'm doing isn't new. I'm just reminding, like everything I'm doing is just a reminder. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like reminding people of what they think is special, what we value musically. So it's like, I look to those records like the Liberian Girls where it just feel very moody and very dark, but it's a record that you could throw on a DJ set and like you heard it, like if you heard it in the club, like you'd be like, hold on, like what's, I heard this in a minute, like this the vibe. 100%. So it's like, just like that vibe.
Yeah, and as you transition into future projects and like, how do you see your trajectory from here? Where are you aspiring to go? Is it a new album? Is it,
I feel like even just like calling this project The Last Dance is just me kind of being like, I don't care about the rules at all anymore. Like I've already proven what I've needed to prove to myself. I have the leverage and a little bit of the know-how to be like, all right, I can do things my way now. At 22, it was like, all right, how do I make a hit song? But now at 32, it's like, all right, now it's at the point where it's like, if I decide tomorrow, all right, I'm gonna do a country album, I can do that and put it out and no one can stop me. No one can be like, oh, well, I don't know about this. Like, I don't have to worry about any of that. It's like literally just seamless creativity at this point. So it's like, that's where I'm at in life, where it's like, anything I wanna make is just, all right, let's allot the time for this and just make it. Like,
let's get it.
And from that point on, it's like, all right, how do we release it? Once we figure that out, because I look at it like this, so like, what's the product, what's the strategy, and what's my mood? Because that's those are the three most important things essentially. So it's like, now I'm at the point where I'm like, all right, I want to do more music, I want to do short films, utilizing all my gifts as a creative, like, because it's like you only have so many years that you're young, you have the energy to do all the things in your head. So it's like, now I'm at the point where I'm like, yeah, this is the last opportunity I have to like fully like give my all into all of my creative pursuits. So that's pretty much where I'm at in life now.
Word, man. Man, I wish you the best. I'll be standing by and checking out all the experiments.
Big.
And again, appreciate you coming out.
Absolutely. Appreciate you.
Cheers.
Nice. Ooh. Behind the baseline drop. Nice. Ah! Oh my body's dead. I feel kind of bad.